You're getting a second stimulus check, but when will it come? And is this push to get it into the continuing resolution, a new development this weekend, the push that you really need? Meantime, what about that $800 billion of CARES Act 1 money that's sitting at the SBA that could be repurposed as a $5,000 stimulus check? Will that get done? And what about unemployment benefits? Is this time for your state to step up and extend the number of weeks of benefits? Breaking developments, and in this video, of course, I get to some holiday decor and cheer. I have tips about how to keep baking simple and useful with existing things you have around the house and to keep the shapes intact. You know, Congress might not have their shapes right when it comes to hairstyles, but I have them in shape when it comes to holiday decor. This is Holidays LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? I have the smallest of small ornaments on set here today for Holidays LALATE. And this is sort of an example of things that you don't want to have around the house if you do have small pets or small children, because these are literally so small, they could fit in a child's mouth. So you don't want to have something this small. But if you're an adult, other than someone that works in Congress, these are things you could have around the house. Biggest developments about your second stimulus check and second stimulus package today. I'll be getting to that in a second, but if you've not subscribed, please do. No one's getting money right now, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now. I mean right now. And in this video, I'll explain to you additionally how to get ready to get that money today with no less than 9 volunteers. We added another one overnight. Thank you for joining us, an additional wonderful volunteer. And this is $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. This is money for rent, utilities, food. It's money for you, and viewers continually get it. And I want you to use the resources of this channel and subscribe, because around the clock I'm giving you the developments that are new. And in this one, I have another new development, which I just heard last night. Really good news if you want free things during the holidays. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm. We've been ranking 3, 5, 7. We like the odd numbers today. In this video, I'll be getting to when you would get a stimulus check during this holidays, how it would likely come, why this continuing resolution twist is very shocking, needless to say. And is it sort of out of the ordinary, or is it something that we've seen before? It just wasn't well reported in the broadcast news. Spoiler, we've seen this before. Then I'll be getting to those grants, how to get those grants. And then I'll be at the 10-minute mark, I'll be turning to some holiday decor. If you're new for Holidays LALATE, I start with stimulus updates, lighthearted, easy breezy for 10 minutes. And then the 10-minute mark, I get to holiday decor. So you're ready for this? Are you ready? All right, let's get to some stimulus discussion. And this is the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that millions of Americans wonder, where in the hell is your stimulus check? It's like, enough already. Where is that darn stimulus check? And it's as though you have to smack someone over the face with a side of, with a leg of turkey, a turkey leg or a leg of ham from Thanksgiving. Say, are you doing anything? Or are you just getting paid to sit around in Congress? And on tomorrow, there's no less than a series of 3 things that will really push the envelope, and I will be tracking them for you tomorrow. Big breaking developments. First, the new Treasury Secretary for Joe Biden will be announced. And this is just important because she will change the optics, change the focus, change the motivation for what should be in the second stimulus package. Second, discussions about the continuing resolution will finally heat up. More about that in a second. And third, lockdowns. Americans are trying to deal with the issue of lockdowns, and lockdowns have not been preempted with stimulus first, except in this case of New Mexico. If you miss the state of New Mexico, they basically said, you need to go on lockdown. We're giving you stimulus. Here you go. Enjoy your stimulus. Go indoors and stay inside. It works. And Joe Biden's transition team said that that's what you have to do in America. You have to give people stimulus and then tell them to go on lockdown. Well, tell Nancy Pelosi that, because her idea is to just never talk about lockdown and never talk about stimulus and just have you wait for 40 years for stimulus. And Americans are just sick and tired of it. And so when the new Treasury Secretary is appointed, presumably on Monday, or announced, I should say, is the correct verb, the focus will be on whether she's going to really get into Joe Biden's ear and say, do a stimulus deal during the holidays. What are you waiting for? If you don't understand the severity of the situation economically, let me explain it to you. You can't go without stimulus in November, December, January, and wait for the stimulus to flow into the Americans' hands after Inauguration Day. It doesn't work that way. It also doesn't work waiting for 2 Georgia Senate seats on January 5th. It's too late to wait. Stimulus needs to go out now for no less than 3 reasons. One, it was needed for months. It was needed since May. Millions of Americans have become homeless, have dropped into the poverty level because of the inability of Congress to get stimulus done. That's the first reason. That was just before anything happened in the fall months. Then COVID-19 hit. The number of surges of COVID-19 cases means 2 basic big things: unemployment and staying at home. When someone has COVID, they have to stay home for 14 days. What are they supposed to do? Use their life savings to survive for 14 days? No. COVID relief, specifically under the first stimulus package, provided them money for unemployment when they get COVID. Well, guess what? If you get COVID on January 1 currently, there is no unemployment benefits available for you. And those are expected to be the worst 2 months of COVID. Next, lockdowns. Lockdowns hit everyone economically. And when you have lockdowns, you have to have stimulus. If you don't have stimulus and you have lockdowns, then ultimately what you see is things just being wiped away. Small business gone, people's life savings gone, unemployment gone, and you can't have that. And to understand the severity of the situation, a stimulus check, and I'm not going to reduce the demands of how many stimulus checks this channel is demanding for viewers, but even a stimulus check of $3,000 or $4,000 makes night and day life-saving changes for Americans across the board if they had that money in their hands. $4,000 in the viewer's hands right now would make dramatic changes, and that's the understanding that Congress needs to understand. So let's turn to the continuing resolution. Is this sort of the saving grace, the Hail Mary, the thank goodness of anything that's on the horizon? It appears to be. It's sort of turning into, and you're going to hear this for the first time in this recording, it's turning into the airline's August 28th version. Was it August 28th or October 28th? October 1st. The airline's October 1st version of the winter. There's a deadline for the congressional budget to be done by December 11th. Now, it's not done on the last day. That is a deadline, December 11th. And now there's a push on the way to get stimulus into that bill. It's been done before. In fact, it was done on the last bill. Stimulus is always floated into these continuing resolutions, these budget bills. So the question is, why not get just enough emergency stimulus into this continuing resolution bill to get people covered between now and January? It's almost like a short-term fix. Here's the good news. One, the continuing resolution is often called a short-term fix. They have had CRs that are just short-term. They continue the situation just for 2-3 months. Why are we doing a CR today? Because we did one just 2-3 months ago. Because that's the way they are. They just sort of roll things over. We'll roll it over with a stimulus check, with FPUC, with UI, with PUC, with some PPPs, with some EID. I'll just roll it over for a few weeks to get us into January. And then you can do your monstrosity of a bill then. Give millions of Americans money they need right now and get it done very simple. You could also repurpose the CARES Act 1 money, that $800 billion of CARES Act 1 money. That $800 billion, that would amount to a $5,000 stimulus check. You can get that done in the CR. It's so simple. Just have a line in the CR. Say, hey, we're going to repurpose the CARES Act 1 money sitting at SBA, that $800 billion, which, by the way, is probably going to return in a few weeks if they don't do anything about it. And we're going to send it out as a stimulus check of $5,000 to any American that made less than, 60,000 2019 earnings. Done. Within 10 days, you would have the stimulus check. Imagine today is what, the 29th? You would have it around December 10th. It takes 10 days to get a stimulus check. That's the fastest mechanism. As economists said last Monday, it's the fastest mechanism to get money in people's hands is a stimulus check. Nothing is faster. There's nothing from Congress that they can do to get you money within 24 hours or 48 hours. I can do that, and I'm going to do that in 1 second. But Congress can't. And so that's why the push is underway to get this by CR. More about this on Evening's Check at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. Now, since it is the middle of the day, I want you to focus with me and focus the following. You need to get this CARES Act 1 money right now. This is the grant money. And that grant money is landing in thousands of viewers' hands within 24 hours. I'm getting $5, $10, $15, $20,000 for viewers within 2 days, 1 day, 3 days. What's important to understand is no one is able to get money faster from Congress than you and I are getting with this channel. City, state, housing authority, and county have the money. Your city hall, your county hall, your state housing authority, go on their websites right today, look for CARES Act 1 grants, look for rental, food, and assistance. Second, do escalated benefits. Get your escalated benefits documents ready today. I detailed it on Mornings LALATE. More about that up above. Get the 2019 tax return ready, scan it, put it into your computer, take a picture of it, put it into your computer if you can't scan. Get the letter written or the email written. Hi, here's my 2019 tax return. Please see if I qualify for additional benefits. Get it ready. SBA.gov. Get your 2019 tax return ready if you're ready to do an EIDL at SBA.gov. Get it ready. If you got an SBA application in for EIDL today, you'll get approved tomorrow and funded on Tuesday. It's that quickly. Get these things done now. Don't wait, because what I'm saying to you is the following. Money's not going to be around forever. The money's going to disappear. And you're going to wake up one morning and I'm going to tell you the money's gone. You'll be like, get the money now. I've done this channel, I've done these recordings for enough days that I know that you'll wake up one morning and suddenly this CARES Act 1 money is gone. I don't want you to be the viewer that sits around and the money is gone. Last night in Purple Power Live, about 4, 5 more viewers got more money. The new thing is that utility companies, which you should also be reaching out to for utility grants, is now giving space heaters, or some of the private charities, the religious charities, or the national charities, which the volunteers will tell you about, are also giving out portable space heaters and things like that. Additional things when you're in time of need. This is breaking developments. And in some states, like in Hawaii, as one representative from one viewer from Maui said last night in Purple Power Live, is extending state unemployment benefits for additional weeks. Thank goodness. But don't expect your state to do it, because it all depends on the individual state. So now let's turn to some holiday decor. When you do holiday decor, something's important to understand is that sometimes things are too small. Yesterday we talked about proportions, and these are way too small. And so this decor is just categorically too dangerous around the house if you do have pets or you have small children, especially this one. Look at the size of this item next to my mouth. So you don't want to have something this small. But what I want to go on this broadcast is not so much small ornaments. What I want to go over is cooking. Believe it or not, a lot of people love to cook during the holidays and bake. And what I want you to understand when you're baking is that there's a lot of things you can have around the house that function a lot of different ways and prepare accordingly. Some people don't understand that a basic pot that you may have had sitting around the house can do a lot more things than you ever thought of. And so reconsider your existing pots around the house to deliver food in a way that you never thought that's fun and festive during the holiday season. This is one of the most traditional pots and one of the most functional pots that I think exists. This pot is less than a year old. It was from Walmart. I think it was $3. And it was sold as nonstick. It is still somewhat nonstick. I would say it's 90% nonstick. I always put olive oil in the bottom of the pan. But I want to show you is that this pot is so multifunctional. It can function for chicken, for baking, for veal, for beef, for anything that is poultry or meat or even fish. But it's also really incredible. Look at the depth of that, for bread, for baking, for casseroles, for any of your bread products or your terrine type products that has sort of a liquid base, whether it's hard or soft. I also use it for doing muffins or scones. I also do it for anything that that you could basically get 3 across and 3 the other way. What's important to understand is make things very simple for yourself during the holiday season. Don't make it difficult. Keep this pot around if you have a pot like this and just use it for a lot of different things and modify what you're doing in your mind before you go and do it. Don't just sort of default to, oh God, I have to get that pot out that I don't know where it is. Just do things that are very simple because the holidays are complicated unto themselves already. So start with a very basic pot that can be doing your chicken, and then in the same breath, you take it out of the oven, take the chicken out, clean the pot, 10 seconds, and get ready to put your batter of your biscuits or your scones or your bread products right in there and ready to bake. Tell me what type of things you like to bake during the holiday season. I love to see it. Drop in the comments below. Tell me what you like to bake and what type of pot you like to bake with. Also, send me some DMs. I love the pictures. People were sending me DMs all day yesterday of some of their things that they cook, because I always talk about bacon in the early mornings in LA. So these are really some incredible pots. I have a lot of these. And these pots are what you would basically call spring foam. And these containers are great for so many functional things. If you've never used them, the hardest thing to remember is that if you have a lot of them, yeah, it's sort of like a puzzle figuring out which one went to where. And so ultimately you got to figure out which side went to which bottom. But what's great about something like this is, again, it makes it very easy. The nonstick function of these containers lasts for a very long time. And the ability to just basically unclamp the side when you're done, take out the cake, and be ready to go is so simple. You can use these for breads, for cakes, for any baked goods, whether it's more liquefied or more hardened. You can also do this for baked pasta or baked ziti. You can do this for a lot of different things. You don't want to do anything that's too complicated or too watery, because it is potentially not inherently too sealed, so you don't want the water to seep out. But what's great is it ultimately leaves an incredible product, because all that you have to do at the end is just pop the side and out comes the incredible product that just brings this beautifulness to the holiday table. When doing holiday decor, remember to keep things very simple. Never do it complicated. Ultimately, no one wants to hear 20 pots falling around the kitchen counter on holiday season. It's just too much. And ultimately, you could start with your poultry, you could start with your chicken, and then move into your baked goods, all with the same pot. Get it done very simply. Wash the pot, put it right back in, and it's that easy. The pots do not retain heat that long after just 2-3 minutes. Just put it right under the sink, drop cold water on it, and bam, it's ready to go, and it's ready to do the next item. And that's how you can have a multifunctioning kitchen done quickly, simply, and with things around the house. Didn't cost you a penny. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay in LA for more.